Hello oddballs. Welcome to the greatest magic show on earth. But today we're not talking about pulling rabbits out of hats or sawing people in half. Instead, we delve into the tricks that your brain, the ultimate illusionist, plays on you every single day. Prepare for a mind-bending experience. Our brains, those wrinkly marvels, are hardwired to take shortcuts. These shortcuts, or cognitive biases, help us navigate the world without overloading our mental circuits. However, they can also lead us astray. Picture your brain as that friend who always promises to help you move but conveniently forgets every time. You're left carrying that heavy couch all by yourself. Consider the denomination effect. Ever wondered why you're more likely to spend small bills than large ones? That's your brain tricking you into thinking that smaller amounts of money are less valuable. Imagine your brain as a magician, and the magic trick is making your money disappear. Just like that, poof! Your money's gone. Next up is the negativity bias. This is when our brain pays more attention to the bad stuff than the good stuff. Imagine going to a party and only remembering the person who spilled their drink on you, not the dozens of others who were perfectly polite. Your brain is like the world's worst party guest, always focusing on the negative. But what about the good times, you might ask? Well, that's where confirmation bias comes into play. This is when your brain cherry-picks information that supports what you already believe and ignores everything else. So if you believe that you're a lucky person, your brain might selectively remember all the times you found a parking spot right in front of the store, and forget all the times you had to circle the block. Picture your brain as a stubborn mule, insisting on seeing things its way. Now let's talk about the sunk cost fallacy. This is when you continue a behavior or endeavor because of previously invested resources, like time, money, or effort. It's like eating a meal you're not enjoying just because you paid for it, or watching a movie till the end even though you're bored halfway through. Your brain convinces you that you mustn't waste what you've already invested, even if it's not bringing you joy or benefit. Finally, let's tackle the anchoring effect. This is when you rely too heavily on the first piece of information you hear when making decisions. For example, if you're buying a car and the salesman tells you the list price first, you might negotiate from that point, even if the list price is way above what the car is worth. Your brain latches onto that first number, the anchor, and influences your decision based on it. Memories, oh memories. Our brains are like that one friend who always exaggerates stories. Who needs accurate memories when you can have your brain's fictionalized version of events? Ever remembered an event one way, only to find out it happened in a completely different manner? That's your brain's creative license at work. Your brain is a novelist, always adding a little extra spice to your memories. Cognitive biases are like the brain's version of cheat codes, but instead of helping you win, they often lead you to make irrational decisions. Why bother with logic and reason when you can let your brain's biases guide your life choices? Ever bought something just because it was on sale, even if you didn't need it? That's the scarcity bias in action. Your brain is a bargain hunter, always looking for a deal. Emotions. Our brains have a knack for making mountains out of molehills. Thanks, brain, for making me feel like I'm being chased by a lion when it's just a harmless squirrel. Ever panicked over a minor issue, like losing your keys? That's your brain turning a molehill into a mountain. Your brain is a drama queen, always overreacting. So, there you have it. Our brains, the ultimate tricksters. They manipulate our perceptions, memories, decisions, and emotions. But hey, At least they keep life interesting, right? Now let's put your brain to the test. Can you spot the cognitive bias in this scenario? Imagine you're watching cross-country skiing in the Winter Olympics, a sporting event which is a prominent field for Norwegians. You know next to nothing about cross-country skiing, but your friend points to the TV, where a woman is lining up for the race and asks you to consider the likelihood she's the woman to win gold. The name Anna Larsson appears along the bottom of the screen next to a Norwegian flag. Regardless of Larsson's actual likelihood of winning the race, your prediction shouldn't be influenced by the number of Norwegians also lining up for the race. Yet this is an error people sometimes make. Even if the field is evenly matched, we may assume that a single outcome coming from a larger category is more likely than a smaller one. This, my friends, is an example of the category size bias. It describes our tendency to believe outcomes are more likely to occur if they are part of a large category rather than part of a small category, even if each outcome is equally likely. Now, isn't that a sneaky little trick your brain plays on you? But don't worry, we're all susceptible to it. The important thing is to be aware of these biases, so we can make better, more informed decisions. Let's face it, we're all a little biased. It's like finding that one sock missing from a pair. It happens to the best of us. But fear not, for we're about to shine a spotlight on those sneaky little gremlins hiding in the corners of our minds. Once they're exposed, they can't pull their tricks on us anymore. Now imagine your mind as a pizza, and biases as toppings. Sure, we all have our favorite toppings, but wouldn't it be boring if every pizza had just pepperoni? So, let's sprinkle some olives of open-mindedness and pineapple of empathy on our mental pizzas. Picture this. You're stuck in a never-ending traffic jam, and suddenly you realize that the person in the car next to you is singing their heart out to "I Will Survive." Instead of judging their taste in music, try putting yourself in their shoes. Maybe they just had a karaoke emergency, and "I Will Survive" is their anthem for battling traffic blues. Remember, not everything you read on the internet is true. It's like believing that eating a watermelon seed will make a watermelon grow in your stomach. Let's separate the juicy facts from the seeds of misinformation. Imagine you're trying out a new recipe, and you're convinced that adding a pinch of cinnamon will make it a masterpiece. But before you serve it to your guests, why not ask for their honest feedback? They might just save you from creating a culinary catastrophe. So my fellow bias busters, let's embark on this journey together. Remember, eliminating biases is not a sprint, it's a marathon. So the next time your brain tries to pull a fast one on you, just remember, it's the ultimate trickster. Stay skeptical, my friends, and keep those brain tricks in check. Thanks for joining me on this wild ride through the labyrinth of our minds. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And remember, the next time your brain tries to trick you, give it a wink and say, "Nice try, buddy."